Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It's your boy Marvin. We're going to get into a video by Joe Morris. This is really important. Local reveals disturbing footage the night before Jay Slater was found. This is very odd as well as disturbing.
How was Jay missed for so long? Why did Jay go back to the Airbnb? I mean, it was 23 miles north from where he was staying. And there was also that blanket in his final Snapchat that was an identical match to the one he had when sharing a hotel with Lucy. And of course, why did he try to walk back? Why did he try to make this 11-hour hike when he was offered a ride? And of course, the one that always stands out to me is like, what about this stolen Rolex? So this didn't stop cyber sleuths from sharing conspiracies about Jay still. And many, even the locals, are calling into question how the body could have been missed by the dogs and helicopters that were searching there for 3 weeks. So a masca local has...
Well, these are the questions that obviously a lot of people are still not happy with. One local told Sky News, exceptionally difficult to safely navigate down the valley on foot. We do know that. Another resident said it's sad the spot where they found him shows he had gone a long way into the ravine. It's hard to understand how we got it. So what Joseph had said was that technically at the end of the day, that area where Jay was found was searched time and time again, and could be insinuating that the body could have been put back there. It really is news that a lot of people are still asking questions about this case.
Spoken to Sky News, saying that it was exceptionally difficult to safely navigate down the valley on foot. And another resident said, quote, "It is sad. The spot where they found him shows he had gone a long way into the ravine. It is hard to understand how he got there," end quote. And I'll just add, the video from the search where his body was recovered looks very difficult to navigate, especially for somebody who has, been partying the entire night. Also, a ton of people have questions surrounding Jay Slater's friends, who many feel should be held accountable since they just left him in a foreign location to fend for himself with convicted drug dealers.
My questions would be, why did he end up on his own? Where were his friends? Why didn't they keep an eye on him? And before people talk about, people don't need to babysit one another, yes, you do. Yes, you do. People do need to look after one another, especially in foreign countries. And if Jay Slater's legacy should be anything, it should be that this young lad potentially died through stupidity, and the entire group should be held accountable for it, because it could have been prevented. Another tragic event that could have been prevented if people just gave more of a toss about one another.
And that video is from Harsh Reality, who's doing an amazing job covering this case. I will link all my sources in the description below. One cyber sleuth believes that his body may have been placed there. So please don't send hate to anybody on my channel. But this person writes, quote, "Is Jay Slater's aunt insinuating Jay Slater's body was dumped recently?" The aunt writes, quote, "The amount of search we done and you was under our nose all along. I can't believe it. How is this possible?" End quote. Cyber sleuths are also pointing out that it's interesting that originally Jay Slater's own mother, Debbie, believed that her son was kidnapped, writing...
So she is saying it basically herself, that Jay's mum, that she thought that he may have been kidnapped, and that theory is still out there. And because, like I said, it's the way he set off when he asked that woman, did he use that woman as a bit of a decoy to get away from the apartment he was staying at with Ayup and his mate? There's a lot of things that don't make sense, and a lot of people aren't happy about that. Why wasn't he found earlier? And people can question that. They've got every right to.
Quote, "Debbie said Jay was kidnapped. Ant is saying it's impossible Jay Slater was found where they searched before. I understand this is difficult for family, and I understand their grief 100%, but they need to stop blaming public being interested when they ask public for money, end quote. So yeah, unfortunately, there's been some backlash against those people trying to help solve the case by looking through various CCTV footage and coming up with their own ideas and theories, which supported the mother's claims that he may have been kidnapped. And I also think the father, as well as his friend, said this as well. So a lot of the Facebook groups have been archived or shut down. One theory that is currently going viral, however, on TikTok is from Down the Rapids, the guy that was boots on the ground in Masca searching for Jay. His name is Paul Arnett. And this video shows a disturbance in the middle of the night before Jay Slater was found.
So it's 2:30 in the morning, and normally Masca is absolutely silent. Yeah, I've been woken up, guys. I'm not sure what's going on over there, but something has definitely disturbed the gates, which has set off all the dogs in the area. And it's just so loud, so loud. It's that loud, it's actually woken me up and got me out of bed. Not quite sure what it is. Now, I have been walking around myself at strange times, sometimes at like 1 a.m. in the morning, sometimes 2 a.m, but I try not to do it because this is what happens. It literally wakes up the entire village. That's so noisy, guys. I do genuinely wonder what has set off all the animals this morning. Anyway, it's 2:30. I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Early start tomorrow. Big love.
One user writes, quote, I think Jay has been placed there. That's why the goats and dogs was going crazy. Poor boy. Sending all my love to all family, end quote. And Facebook users seem to have the same idea. Quote, so body appears suddenly in a place searched over and over. Odd no birds of prey or animals smelt it. Odd no dogs picked the scent up. Odd rescuers didn't see him. So now the night of the match, a lot of noise was heard, as in dogs barking, etc. The next morning, the civil guard decides to go back and check an area he already did, and wham, he finds Jay with possessions and clothes among him, end quote. There's also some unverified claims right now.
It is very, very strange, and that seriously needs to be looked into. I mean, we've had cases like this in the UK with that Nicola Bully. Why was no body found earlier? It had suspicion in that case, but it was never proved, and it was put to bed as drowning, sadly. And obviously her poor daughters and her husband were in that case a long time, and it must have been harrowing, and also for Jay's family as well. But obviously, if people are helping, funding, the public are funding, they do need answers. It's not that we keep rambling on. What it is, these are factual answers which people need to know what went on. And I don't blame this video coming out, because it's a very, very important point, and it's something that the mum is probably, Jay's mum and dad are probably interested in too, because it was disturbing, and it woke up all the village. Had there been movement that night out in the wilderness for some reason, which set out alarms, the goats and the dogs, I guess we may hear something in the next few days, or it'll just blow over. But these points we have to take seriously, because why wasn't he found earlier, and why were the family going through so much pain in finding him, and the next day so many professionals were coming in to help for the search, and they find him? That's very, 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 very odd, and that's a question we need to ask the Spanish police as well.
now that I'm working on trying to get a source for that Jay's clothes were found off of him and beside him, but that is unverified right now, and it'll be a very interesting detail. But in the meantime, what do you guys think? Hey, Gabby? Okay, Gabby, I will. Here's a treat. Sound off in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe by hitting my face right above Miss Gabby. And let's roll the outro. Bye, guys.
That was Joseph, basically Morris. He's a really good YouTuber as well, but that was interesting information about the dogs and waking up someone in the area who made a video on it, and it was the day before Jay was found. Well, the evening or morning before, which is quite odd, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to keep an eye on that. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment, and let me know what you think of what this information could entail. Thank you. Take care wherever you are in the world.